Hello, Janet Beckers here, and today we have a new episode of Romance Your Tribe Radio. And the episode today is going to be all around how to take a service-based business and make it virtual. And how do you do that in the fastest way possible? How do you make it so that you can be delivering services to your clients in a virtual way? And how do you run your business and market your business when all you can do is to work virtually? Now, at the time of recording this, here in Australia, we're just right at the very beginning part of serious lockdown, of quarantining, where businesses are being closed, they're being told that they can't operate, or their customers have just bunkered down and not gone near them. So there's a lot of businesses that are right now in a very difficult situation where they're faced with, you know what, I'm going to have to close my doors. A lot of businesses have already done that, and I don't want that to be you. So today, what we're going to be looking at is, if that's you, if you're being faced now with your business that your clients are saying, I can't come in to see you. This is if you're doing one-on-one business, where you're servicing people. We're going to look at what we can do for you now to help you to be able to transition what you can be doing with your clients. If you're thinking, well, you know, my kind of business, you know, there's certain restrictions where it's going to be very difficult for me to even be able to replicate what I'm doing online, we're going to have a look at some different pivots that you may be able to do, specifically around the topic to do with going virtual. So if that sounds like you, I hope I can give you a few ideas here as well. And if you are already doing some of the things that you do that you are doing virtual, but you're really having to change things up, ramp things up, we're going to have a look at that as well. So if any of those sound like you, if you're thinking, right, I need to be able to either start for the first time adding virtual services, or I need to look at how can I consolidate, expand, and perhaps even create a new revenue stream with this, then today's episode is designed for you. Now, before I get stuck into the nitty-gritty of why you would do this, what you're going to need to have in place, the exact software and different resources and things that you're going to need to do this. I'll have all of this here for you today on this podcast. I want to let you know what I've also created for you to help you to take action fast, okay? So on the podcast page, so wherever you're watching this, there should be a link for that. So whether you're watching this here on your podcasts, there will be a link here for the podcast page. Whether you're watching this on YouTube, Facebook, Insta, wherever you're watching it, there will be a link there that will take you to the actual episode page on the Romance Your Tribe website. Now, on that page, first of all, I have got links. I've got links to every single one of the resources that I'm going to mention here today, all in one place. So you can just go to there and you can find all of the resources, okay? I've looked up to find links for you for where you can buy things on eBay or Amazon. So you can do them online, but also I'll tell you the things that I'm using myself so that you can go and you may be able to find them locally, secondhand, whatever. So I'll have all of that there for you. And I've also created another video for you where I'm actually taking you behind the scenes of the way that I have set up my teeny weeny office in my home. Like it's a single bedroom that I've converted into an office that I run a successful business where I'm running coaching, where I'm running training programs, where I'm doing one-on-one with people, where I'm running a team. All of that is done virtually through here. These videos, the podcasts that I create are all created through here. The short videos and things that I create are all created through here. This is also where I do all of my brainstorming and where I can also work with clients where I can actually be using a whiteboard while they're learning from me virtually. Everything is there. I've been running a completely 100% virtual business for well over 10 years. Occasionally I've thrown in with some clients where we'll have retreats, but that is not that's not core to the business. That was only for a couple of years because I wanted to get together. So otherwise, everything has completely been virtual. And I'm also really into simple and cost effective and not going over the top. So I'm going to share that video for you. So when you go to the podcast page, you will see that video for you. It's not long, but it shows you the exact setup that I've got. And you will get to see how tiny everything is here. So you'll be able to see that, and I'll also show you which of those things I take with me if I'm traveling. So all of that is there on that page. And anything that I mention here in the video that's showing you behind the scenes of where I am recording this will all be on that page as well. So hopefully that will act as a one-page resource there for you where you can go to just get started now. So I wanted to let you know I've got all of that for you, okay? Got your back, baby. So, and you'll really want to go over to there because I'll mention quite a few different resources that I use. So it's going to really be helpful for you to just go over and get the links, okay? Awesome. So now that we've covered that, let's get stuck into how do you do it? How do you go virtual? So first of all, let's talk about why would you go virtual? And if you're watching this video and you see me looking down, it's because this is one of the tools I use is my iPad. This is where I write notes. So, and I just have it here sitting on my lap. So if you see me looking down, it's so I don't forget to say anything here to be able to help you. Okay, so why would you want to go virtual to start with? Especially if you're in some kind of service-based business where it's actually really nice to be able to be serving clients directly. They may be coming into your shop, into your clinic. They may be coming into your studio, however it is that you're working with people. You might be running things now where you're going to them, where you are even working with them one-on-one or in groups. You may be running workshops, doing consultations, those sorts of things. So why would you want to go virtual anyway if what you're doing is working well? Well, there's a few reasons. Number one is the obvious one that we have here at the moment with the coronavirus is, you know what? Sometimes if you don't, you're going to go belly up, and I don't want that to happen to you. So sometimes you're forced into that situation. It may or may not be permanent. It may be something that you have as a stopgap that's probably going to have to last a few months, I'm afraid. A stopgap so that you still can be serving your clients. You can still be making money and still giving really good value and still keeping the loyalty of those clients. Because once one client drops off, it can be harder to get them back on again. You want to keep them as much as you can. So that could be one reason where it doesn't have to be permanent. It may be a temporary stopgap. The other thing that can happen is you may find that once you have started doing this, that, you know what, this is actually working really well. So you may be able to take all of your business virtual or parts of it virtual or have options for your clients. And so we'll look at that today about the setup that you can be having for that. And the other one that you may have is once you've started doing this is you may find that actually instead of providing one-on-one services, that you've through this process of working virtually, you've been able to record step by step your knowledge at working with people, case studies, demonstrations, however it is that you work. You may have been creating those, and then you can actually pivot more into education for your clients rather than the actual service. So that is a potential as well. And this could be the time that either through necessity makes you create this, or it could be something that you've been thinking about doing for a while, but you've been busy, okay? You've been really busy with servicing your clients, with running households, with, travel to work or to clients, with, if you've got children, to just all those different things where you've got to be out and about, taking them to swimming lessons and whatever it else is that you're going to be doing. A lot of those things have been consuming your time, but you may have more time available now simply because your clients may not be meeting with you. So it may just be the opportunity that gives you the kick up the butt to get it done. So these are the circumstances where you would want to be setting it up. So even if we weren't in this time of crisis, there is the potential that you may have been able to have had a revenue stream in your business that was providing virtual support for a long time. You may have had that opportunity. So this may be something that's going to be a long-term opportunity for you. Now, I'll go over a little bit at the end about some circumstances where you'll be thinking, well, will this work for me? Won't this work for me? So I'll go over some of those as well. But this is the reason why you would want to do this. And I've been getting so many messages all the time, like ever since we've been, especially just in the last week or so, where it's been, whoa, okay, this is sudden. This is happening fast. It's affected my business really fast. What do? I'm getting lots and lots of emails, personal messages, and also working with my accelerator clients in person. You know, we've been working specifically on how has it impacted your business? How are we going to protect you? So it's happening really quick. So what I'm sharing with you has come directly from the questions that I'm getting from people. So if you're feeling like you're trying to work out all these missing pieces yourself, no, you're not alone, okay? So that's, you know, all the resources I'm giving you here, you can share over in the Facebook group that I have that's for free, that comes with this podcast, Romance Your Tribe. You can discuss things over there with everybody there as well. Okay, so now we've got an understanding about why you would do this, and this does not have to be just a temporary fix. This could have the possibility to completely revolutionize your business or parts of it. Now let's have a look at what do you need to do. And I'm going to look at this in terms of, first of all, what if this is completely new? Okay, you do not have any way of working virtually with clients now. In fact, you may even take all of your bookings over the phone, or they walk in. So we're going to start there right from the basics. So if you have some of this set up, still listen, because I'm going to share with you the tools that I use, and they may be different to what you use. And I bet there are some that are. And so you may want to check those out to see if they're going to make you more efficient, because the ones that I'm going to be sharing with you are the ones that I have found that give me the greatest efficiency, and also at a good cost for money, good value for money. So let's just make this assumption that this is totally new for you. Go back to scratch. So if we're going to do this, first of all, let's have a look at your offer, because it can be very difficult for you to be able to translate and say, well, this is what I've been doing with you in person, now we're going to do it virtually. In some cases, it's easy, especially if you're in something where you're not actually providing a hands-on service. So in that case, your offers, what you're selling, could stay exactly the same. It could stay the same, and you're just saying, okay, well, we're going to meet virtually. I have clients who live locally. We still do our meetings virtually, and I'll share the software that I do because it's more efficient for both of us. That's why. So that may work for you. If you're finding that your customers cannot, that for you to be able to say, well, it's going to cost you the same, but we're doing it virtually, where it's not going to be the same value, really, you're going to have to change what it is that you're offering. So this is where you may be thinking about, okay, it's not the same thing, but what can I be doing in some format that's going to make it so that people can still be getting some help, some value, and yet, it may not be the same thing that I'm offering them. So it could be a temporary, okay, we can't be doing this, but here's something that I'm putting together that's going to help you. So just keep in mind that you do not, when we're talking about going virtually, it does not need to be a direct, okay, I'm replicating the exact thing. You may be offering something completely new. Okay, so that's what I want you to think about first to do with your offer. And I'll just give you one example, which was just really recent from a conversation I had yesterday with a local who goes to a yoga class, and it's really important to her for her health, and also just for the connecting with people and for her sanity, really. And she was saying that the yoga teacher, the class that she normally goes to, they're not running it anymore because of the quarantining. So her yoga teacher very quickly moved it over to a group virtual video meeting. Now, good on her for taking action really, really quickly. And I just wanted to share this story with you because I wanted to tell you what the feedback was from the customer. And for her, she said she absolutely loved it because she got it. She knew why it had to happen, and she still got to connect with the others in the class. She still got to be led through the yoga exercises. She still had close to that same experience. And so in that case, it was the same price, the same class, just everything virtual. And who knows, at the end of that yoga teacher may decide that she's going to continue offering both options. She may run a virtual class once a week that goes for her traveling clients or remote clients. Who knows? It may be a new revenue stream for her. So I wanted to share that one with you because it's a very physical thing, and it's a story that a client was actually happy with it, and it was just a discussion this week. Okay, so now I'm going to walk you through the customer experience of being able to book, pay, and to have delivered a virtual service. I'm going to walk through it in that way and talk about the different software and setup that I use and recommend for each of those steps. So get ready to take notes, and also know I've got all of these links here for you, all on the podcast page on my website at romanceyourtribe.com. Okay, so let's first of all think about, that's why I mentioned the offer first. You need to have a way of putting your offer. So that may be, you're going to write them an email, it might be on your sales page. That part you can handle. You can do that the ways you've done before. In my programs, the Success Circle, I've got templates on sales letters and all of that sort of stuff, including just a PDF that, so you don't even have to put on your sales page. Here's a PDF that you can just fill in the blanks and send out to people. But you may not even need that, okay? So those resources are there if you want them. Now, so that's first of all, you need to communicate what is your offer, what are you going to be delivering. Then the next thing you need to do is, okay, how are they going to book in and how are they going to pay? If you have traditionally had people paying when they turn up, things are going to have to change, aren't they? So let's look at, first of all, how are they going to pay? So the paying, it can be as simple as just using a PayPal. You can use PayPal, Pay Me. Really, really simple. So go and have a look at that for PayPal, Pay Me. If you don't already have some sort of online setup that you've got to be able to take orders. That's just going to be your simplest. You can stick with that, or you can get them to transfer money through your bank. Just send them the banking details. They're the simplest ways. You don't have to make this complicated, okay? Of course, there are far more sophisticated ways that you can be using. For example, using Stripe or using whatever you do for your setting up as a shopping cart. I use a program called 10X Pro, and I use Stripe and PayPal with it. I'll put the links over there for you. But you don't need to go, if you're just going straight from scratch, just give them a PayPal button or your banking details, okay? Simple. A PayPal link for Pay Me. Okay, so that can be taking your payments. Now, the next thing is you may want to book in a time. Now, they may have already had existing times. If you're doing one-on-one with people, then they're going to have to book a specific time. If you're going to be having groups, you may need to be scheduling different times. In which case, you need to be able to make it easy for people to book in, because you really do not want to be doing lots and lots of toing and froing if you can help it. To do that, the best tool that I have found is called Book Like a Boss. So you can find that at romanceyourtribe.com, Book Like a Boss.
I think I might also have it called Boss. But yeah, the link, I'll have all the links there for you on the podcast page, and I've got a link there and a whole page where I take you behind the scenes and show you how I use it myself. Okay, so again, you can get a video behind the scenes. The thing that I like about Book Like a Boss is you can make it link to your existing calendar. I have a Google Calendar. Best virtual tools are using Google, all the Google suite. So I use a Google Calendar, and Book Like a Boss allows you to be able to make lots of different settings. So you can say, okay, here's going to be, if you're going to be booking in for a one-on-one session, this is the link you do. These are the times that are available. You set it all through there. Then you might go, okay, this is the time we're going to be having the group program. So you have the link there, and then people can actually book in for that. So you can make group bookings as well through Book Like a Boss. That's why I like it, because it's quite cost effective, and it's also, actually I'll just have a look, because I just saw that I said they was putting a special out actually this week. So I'll find the link for that and I'll put that there, because I think you can get like half price or something. So I'll go and find that for you. I'll put that on that page. So because that's what they're doing to help people through the crisis. So just, that's timely. It may not be, when you're listening to this, it may not still be available, but have a look. You'll have a link there. Okay, so Book Like a Boss works really well because it allows you to allow bookings for all different options, and it also follows people up with reminder emails and reminder SMSs. How cool is that? Wherever they are in the world. Love it. So that is really good. I use that constantly in my own business. I've used multiple calendar booking softwares. I just think this is hands down the best. Okay, so now you've been able to take the money from them, and you've been able to book them in to be able to have a one-on-one session with you, or book in for the group sessions that you've got. Now you're covered. The next thing that you've got is, how are you going to deliver this? So I'll show you a couple of different ways that you can do it. One of them, at the most extreme level, for group programs, I would never do this for one-on-one, is you could even set up a private Facebook group and just do a video live stream into there. Just do a Facebook Live where you can be running the group through there. They can all be watching it through Facebook. That's not going to give you the same interactions as a group, but you're the one there that would be leading whatever it is that you would be doing as the group, and everybody can be doing there. How easy is that? Really? That's free software. You can just be setting that up. I'll talk in the extra video I've got for you. I'll show you the actual camera setup that I use for you to be able to do that. Okay, so don't worry about that now. No, I've got you covered, baby. So that's one level. I would never do that for one-on-one. It's just not private enough. But what I use is a program called Zoom. Now you could use things like Skype, GoToWebinar. I've tried all of those. The most reliable is Zoom that I have used. I absolutely love it. I use it absolutely every single day in my business. I record products through there, podcasts through there. We do our accelerated group huddles through there every single week. I do all my one-on-one. I have staff meetings. That's where I do the group coaching for the Success Circle every month. Everything is run through there. It's really reliable, really, really good. And the nice part is it makes it super easy for your clients to be able to join you, because they can use that from their telephone, from their mobile phone, or they can be using it on their computer with a free app. Okay, so that's the way that I find the best to be able to deliver a face-to-face, so you can see each other, to be doing that as a video meeting. And you can turn the video off and just make it audio, but the nice part is it also records it. So if you've got a client that's thinking, oh, this may not be so good, you can say, as an additional bonus, you're going to get the recording of this, so you can come back and visit. Okay, come back and review it. And for you, in some cases, with group ones, you can keep that recording, and that may end up being a suite of instructional videos that you can be selling or including in a future course or a future membership. That's a topic for another podcast that I will do for you. Okay, so I'm just going to circle back to Book Like a Boss. Because if you don't have a way now of, being able to take the meetings, be able to take the bookings and to do the meetings, here is another reason why I like Book Like a Boss. If you have the combination of Book Like a Boss, a payment method such as Stripe or PayPal, and Zoom, you can link the whole 3 of those together and have a really flash looking and flash working online virtual system that all works together for really very cost effective. Now, how does it work? Well, you can actually connect through Book Like a Boss. You can connect either PayPal and Stripe, and it will take the payments for you. When I say connect, you put your details in the field in the back end. You just fill in a field, okay? So you can do that, and they've got all the instructions to show you. And then what you can do is, if you've got Zoom, you just have to, in the back end, say, this is my Zoom account. And you can decide every single time that you make an appointment for somebody, it can actually create their own little Zoom link that is unique to them for their one-on-one. And it sends it out to them and sends the email reminders and sends the SMS reminders. How pro is that? Really, really cool. And you can even put, you can fill it out and put instructions. You can put videos and testimonials and everything on the pages on Book Like a Boss. So there you go, total fangirl. But this is a really good system for you to do it without you having to set up a really fancy website and get everything there. All right, once you've got this set up, you're ready to go, okay? I'm just going to check here, and of course this is one thing that goes wrong with having my what's this thing called here? My iPad here, is it just locked itself? Okay. So the next thing that you're going to want to do is 2 things. We're going to look from your side and we're going to look from the client side. Now, if you're going to be running video meetings, there's a few things that you're going to need. And again, I've got all the links for you over on the webpage and a behind the scenes video so you can see my equipment. First of all, you don't even need a computer, really. You can be running video consultations, group video meetings, just using your phone. It's easy to do. I do it heaps. I do it a lot. It's not unusual for me to be running my my accelerator clients, our weekly huddles. It's not unusual for me to run that from down at the beach, or from in the car, not while driving, of course, or wherever I happen to be if I haven't got back home. And gives me, and it's good quality and it works perfectly. Okay, so you can just be doing it from your phone, and so can your client. You can be doing it from your computer, is one of the most common ways that I do it, because it's just all set up as a nice, it's not distracting. So you can be doing it that way. So for yourself, the things that you need to consider about is the quality of the video. So within your phone, normally that's good enough quality. That's cool. Sometimes I find with a laptop, it's not good enough. So I actually have a Logitech webcam, and it just plugs in as a USB. And I have it sitting on a really short tripod that acts also as a selfie stick. And I've got the links to the exact one that I use because it's awesome over on the webcast page. But it's a selfie stick mini tripod if you want to Google that, okay? So I just have my webcam on there, and that's what I've got now that I'm using. And you'll see that on the other video that I've got there for you, okay? So you have all of that there available. So that's number one. That's going to cover you for your visuals. Lighting, you may just be able to use whatever light you've got. So it may be using, it might be, just using natural light. If you're outside, you might be able to go near a window, or you might be like me when I'm set up here at home, is I have studio lights that I've got set up, and they're not expensive. Just got them off eBay. Again, I'll show you all of that in the video I've got, and I've got the links for you on the page. With your sound, I find I'm actually using a Rode microphone to record this. I usually do that for my podcasts. It just plugs into my USB, so just look for a USB Rode microphone. You don't need it, okay? I'm just doing that extra because I can. A lot of times, and especially when I'm doing any of my virtual meetings, I don't worry. I just use what's built in with the Logitech or what's in the phone.
works perfectly well. The microphones are really, really good there if you're not too far away. If you are having to be further away from the camera because you're demonstrating something, this is perfect if you're like a yoga teacher, if you're running exercise classes. My personal trainer, we've been looking at how we may need to end up doing that with her, and I just adore Laura, so I'll still be doing that. So if we go virtual, she needs to be demonstrating things. In that case, what you will probably need is to have a Bluetooth microphone and headset. I would Google, I don't use one myself because I don't need it, but just Google that, okay? I'll find some links to some that you can use, but I don't use them myself, so I can't say if I love them or not, but I'll have some links there for you. But that will allow you to be able to move a long way away from the camera setup, and it doesn't matter because you'll still be able to, they can hear you really well and you can hear them. So that's a good solution. So all you've got to worry about is your visuals, that you've got enough light and you've got your sound, and you just need your phone, you just need your computer, and using Zoom, which I absolutely adore, or you may even just be going in by Facebook Live into a Facebook group. Okay, so let me just now move on to the other side of that, is just be aware that for your clients, going virtual may be like something that it's too difficult for them. So one of their big objections to doing this is, how do I do it? I don't know. I don't want to be on video. How do I even have a good camera? How do I do any of this myself? So be aware that that's one of the big objections they've got. You need to meet that head on. And one of the best ways that you can do that is for you to create a really short information document that says, this is how we're going to meet. This is where you go to get the Zoom app. It's free. You can put it on your phone. And maybe even here's a link to go and see how do you put it on your phone or how you put it on your computer. This is how you join. And if you want to, you don't even have to use the video. But it's nice to if you do. Here's a few tips that can help you. And you can use the same ones I've just given you. So make sure you make it super easy for your clients. So it means you've got to work it out, but take the time to put that document together for them and just send it to them, and you may need to walk them through it the first time. So make it easy, so because you don't want that to be the objection that stops them from doing it. Okay, now let me also have a look here. Okay, so one thing that we'll go back to is a few situations that you may find yourself into. So I'm just going to do here, but you know, if you've got questions that are going through your head of, yeah, but, first of all, if you've got a yeah, but, send it through to me, okay? You can either send it to me through email at janet@romanceyourtribe.com. You can come over to the podcast page on my website and leave it as a comment. That's a great way to do it, because then other people will probably have the same question and I can answer it there and help you all. You can come over onto Facebook to our free group that I've got called Romance Your Tribe. So it's, you know, the Romance Your Tribe tribe. Okay, there'll be links here. I'll have links on the podcast page. There's links everywhere. So come and join that free group and you can ask your questions there. But I'll try and address a few here for you right now. Okay, so one of them might be, I can't do this because the kind of service that I provide my clients means I actually have to touch them. You know, it might be that, you know, you're having to do some kind of therapy. One of the clients that we're taking all of hers online, and we were working for it beforehand, and it's just so happened to be coming now. She works closely with people where she is a therapist, so she needs to be touching people. So for some of these people, it's going to be, you know what, we're going to have to do this part after, you know, when the sanity's back. But in the meantime, there's a few things that you could do. In some cases, it may be, okay, if they've got a loved one there with them who's helping them for whatever the therapy is that you've got, can I be instructing and supervising while the other person does some of that therapy?
that may be one case that you can do. This is especially so for physiotherapists, occupational therapists, if you're in that sort of format. Wouldn't recommend that for a dentist, okay? So that may be one way that you need to do it. The other one is you may need to pivot to be creating an educational model. So in the meantime, before things, things aren't in this period of time, if this is a temporary fix, you may go, okay, so whether or not that is for, they may or may not pay for this, you may be providing education on things that they can be doing in the meantime that's going to keep them so that, number one, they, continue to get better or get results, whatever it is that you help people do. And the other one is so they remember it was you. You were the one that helped them. You were the one that stayed in touch. You were the one that they will be loyal to. So they will come back to you. So that may be a customer retention method, or it may actually be a customer delivery of service. But you may need to create that education component. The benefit of that is make sure you record all of these, okay? Because this is the potential revenue stream or potential bonuses that you can be giving new clients when the quarantine is no longer on. Okay, so if that sounds like you, there are a couple of ways that you may be able to adapt. If you're finding that people don't want to be doing the one-on-one with you virtually because they're thinking, nah, it's not doing it for me, but I don't want to stop what I'm doing, you can be doing just group. As an example, I've been talking with our personal trainer, and there will be some stage where we've been working out ways so that we can, go to a home gym, but also there may be a time when it's all got to go virtual. And if I find that, this is not working for me so well, one of the things I know is we can be creating a group program so that she can be running it and she can be having, lots of clients all coming at the same time. It probably won't be the same price, but she would still be able to help. She would still be delivering a service and still be able to keep me loyal and keep me used to continuing to work towards those goals. So they're just examples that I'm just thinking of in my own life. So in some cases, the one-on-one may not be attractive. See if you can create a group. Paid would be ideal. Sometimes it may not work. In those cases, you could do all of that through Zoom, or you may do that through the Facebook group. The other one might be, well, okay, if I'm going to be doing this, I've been thinking about creating an online course, or I've been thinking about creating a membership program. I've been thinking about, creating resources, using video and working with people virtually. Well, if you've been thinking about that, this is the time, baby. Okay. So either you may be finding you've got more time, and that's kind of, that's a bit sad. But, use it productively so that you actually get that, get off your butt and do it now. Or you might be having to double down working with your clients, but be clever about it and see what can I save, what can I record and use that's going to go towards this program I've been planning. This can be your opportunity to come out of this with a whole brand new revenue stream that you've been thinking about doing, and this is the thing that's going to make it happen. If that's you, I can help you with that. I can help you with that through my Success Circle, and I can help you through that with my Accelerator program. And as part of the Corona crisis that we're in, I've been looking at my offers and I'm making it so much easier for you for this short period of time to be able to get in there with offers that I know I will not repeat. So if you want some help, just drop me a message and I'll let you know what I'm doing. Okay. And can really help you to get to that level. All right. I think that may be all of it. So just as a quick summary, I have got for you a resource that has got two things. One is a whole list of all of the different resources that I have talked about today. I have got them all there for you on the podcast page with what they do, and here's the links to go and get them. Okay, so go and get those and that will make it really easy for you. I've also got there for you a video where I take you behind the scenes and you can see this room that I am shooting this video from, and I'll show you all of the setup that I've got, and you'll see how really basic it is. Really basic. And so you'll be able to see how I've set that up, and you may be able to replicate something quite quickly. I set all of this up for only a few $100, and you may already have a lot of the things that you need. All right, so know that I've got those resources there for you. The other part there is, why would you want to be going virtual? Well, at the moment, you may be forced into that situation. It's either going to be that, or you're losing clients because of the quarantine that we're finding ourselves in, that people just aren't coming to you. So you may be forced into it. So it may just be temporary, okay? So you want to get this up and going fast. You may also find that you're going to be either expanding some virtual things that you're doing, and you may end up keeping them. It may be something that this becomes an ongoing offer if it's working well for people. It may supplement your traditional way of providing service, or it may replace it. It could be either. And the other way that you can be making the most of this is this can be your opportunity to create that online course, that online membership where you're pivoting less into service and more into the education side of it. So this can be your opportunity to do that now. Okay, so I've got all of the software there to make it really, really simple for you in those links on that page. I would love to hear from you. I really want to hear from you. How is this affecting you? What other ways can I be helping you? What's ways that I can be making it so that you're going to have less stress on your shoulders about trying to make decisions on how to do things, on how do you get things done fast? What is it that I can be helping you with? Because I see my role through this crisis is, number one, I've got to keep my business going, okay? Which is why you will see that I will be letting you know about the new offers that I have for this temporary period. So that's me. But also, what is it that is impacting you? How can I help you? Because I see my role as to make it simple for you to be able to adapt quickly, because I don't want anybody going out of business on my watch. So if I can help you to do that in a way that I can do that quite quickly, and through using the medium of video I can do that, let me know. Okay, because I want to make sure that any help that I'm giving there, I can help as many people as possible. So let me know what you're having trouble with, and I will do my best to be able to make it easier for you. Okay, bye. Oh, and please, if you've found today's episode useful, I would really be grateful. Number one, if you can share it. Just share it with friends who are going to need it. That would be wonderful. And number two, I would really appreciate if you would go to iTunes, if you're watching this on iTunes, and leave a review, or wherever you are watching, leaving a review about what benefit you got, because that will help me to be able to reach more people. I'd really appreciate that. Okay, bye.